legislative 2026 session, what lawmakers will spend the next few months working on that could impact Georgians across the state.
And an Atlanta HBCU is unexpectedly firing its president just weeks before a critical accreditation review for the school.
Good morning, everyone. Good Tuesday morning. Welcome to Good Day Atlanta at 8. I'm Buck Lanford.
And I'm Alex Whitley. We're really getting things going this Tuesday morning, aren't we? So let's just keep on plowing full steam ahead. Let's check in with Fox 5 Storm Team meteorologist Joanne Feldman.
All right, good morning. And a cold start this morning. Let's check in on the temperatures right now. They're going to start moving up here, but fact is a lot of areas are still down into the 20s, but we get a nice warm up today. Today is going to be one of the quietest and nicest days in our forecast. We'll have beautiful blue skies. We'll get a little beyond our average high of 54 and could get close to 60 there for a little bit. This does not give any hint of the change that'll be on the way, though. Starting tomorrow, the next cold front will be moving through, and it will result in some snow showers in the mountains by tomorrow night. Not a big winter storm here, but definitely a brush with winter weather. We'll talk more about what we're expecting out of this and the huge change in the weather behind that cold front coming up for you in just a few minutes. Natalie?
Joanne, thank you. We have a crash on the downtown connector northbound right near Fulton Street. It's back to holding a right lane. We're seeing delays coming in this morning from Langford Parkway. So take Metropolitan Parkway, 285 or Moreland Avenue. In DeKalb on 285 eastbound at I-20, we have a crash. This one's blocking a right lane, and delays are coming in from Boulder Crest. Take Moreland Avenue. A crash investigation on 285 eastbound, the entrance ramp to 75, two of those right lanes. So that whole entrance ramp is closed right now. So just be aware of this. We've got some heavy delays. Buck?
All right, Natalie, thank you. It's 8:02 and new this morning. Police are investigating a deadly shooting in the Panthersville area of DeKalb County.
Yeah, Good Day's Mark Teichner is live at the scene with what we know so far. Mark, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Police have since cleared out as far as this part of the investigation, but they are still trying to track down the gunman in this shooting. They were called out to this home on Clifton Springs Manor very early this morning for some kind of an emergency. And when officers arrived, they found an adult male who was inside a home who had been shot in the chest. Sadly, that victim died here at the scene. Now, they haven't given out a whole lot of information about the victim other than he's adult. We don't know his age. They don't know if he might have lived in the building and the home where he was shot. They were still trying to piece that together. They do tell us that they have not made any arrests, but they haven't given us any kind of suspect description, nor have they told us if they have any idea what might have led up to this deadly shooting. So if we do get an update from police with some of those answers to those questions, we'll bring them to you. But for now, that is the latest from here in DeKalb County. I'm Mark Teichner for Good Day Atlanta.
Still a lot of questions in that case, Mark. Thank you for looking into it. It's 8:03 now, and in DeKalb County, police are looking for two men who broke into the GNC Beauty and Beyond store. This is in Decatur. Early Monday morning, they used a U-Haul truck to smash into the front door several times. The owner, Peter Chee, says there are thousands of dollars worth of health and beauty supplies inside that store, but he thinks they were going after the ATM.
And the man accused in the 2021 Atlanta spa murders is expected back in court today for another pretrial hearing. Robert Long was in court yesterday when defense lawyers argued unsuccessfully to have evidence suppressed. He pleaded guilty to killing 4 people in Cherokee County and is accused of killing 4 people in Fulton County. He's already serving a life sentence. He faces 19 total charges in Fulton County, and prosecutors are seeking the death penalty. Taking a live look now from the state capitol, where day 2 of the 2026 legislative session will soon get underway.
Yeah, Georgia lawmakers have their eyes on tax changes and health care costs. Good Day's Caitlin Pratt joins us now live from the Gold Dome with more on what's being prioritized. Hi, Caitlin.
Hi, good morning to you both. Yes, their priorities, they say, have to do with Georgians, what they're asking for, what they need, and that has everything they do, they say, with finances. The 2026 legislative session now underway, with money on the minds of Georgia's elected lawmakers.
Pocketbook issues. South Georgians are having a large with the economy.
Property tax reform, the elimination of the state income tax, health care costs, and housing affordability are all top priorities.
At the end of the day, we all know that everything costs too much, and trust in our institutions, including and especially our government, is low.
Another major issue lawmakers will address involves our youngest Georgians and a projected DFAC's $85 million budget shortfall.
We've got 11,000 kids whose services have ceased as of December 31st, so that's the first budgetary issue that we've got to get DHS out of the red, and we've got to get the services restored to children who already have 2 strikes against them. We could not allow them to have a third.
So those some of the priorities for legislators. And this is a go time not just for lawmakers, but also for lobbyists, for advocates. In fact, the ACLU staged a press conference yesterday on the steps inside the Capitol. Hundreds in attendance there, and more advocates expected to make their voices heard today and beyond. That's the latest here live near the Capitol this morning, where things will commence once again for day 2 at 10 a.m. I'm Caitlin Pratt for Good Day Atlanta.
All right, Caitlin, thank you. Also today, the Georgia Budget and Policy Institute will release results of a new study from a public polling on SNAP benefits and policy issues. Plus, Governor Kemp and other top leaders are expected to speak at a legislative luncheon. That's at 11:30 this morning at the Georgia Freight Depot.
And then at noon, the Capitol, one lawmaker is expected to hold a news conference to address ICE raids in Georgia following the fatal shooting of Renee Good by an ICE agent in Minnesota. And later this afternoon, Republican legislative leaders hold afternoon news conferences to discuss their priorities for this year's session. Morris Brown College has a new president. The college confirmed to Fox 5 that former President Kevin James is no longer with the school. Zinga Shaw is the new interim president, effective immediately. She previously served on the college's board of trustees. Last night, former President James announced he had been fired on Facebook without the school providing cause. In a statement, the college thanked James for his years of service.
Well, a growing number of Democrat-led states are rejecting new federal health recommendations for childhood vaccinations. The back and forth is leaving parents and providers uncertain of which guidelines to follow. Fox News correspondent Alexandria Hoff reports.
In a break from public health precedent, at least 17 states are rejecting the CDC's scaled-back childhood vaccine schedule. Last week, 6 routine immunizations, including for the flu, rotavirus, and hepatitis A and B, were reclassified for healthy kids from broadly recommended to based on physician consult. The CDC maintains that vaccine access and federal insurance coverage will remain.
When the recommendation says you have to consult somebody, there are drugstores, there are CVS's, there are all kinds of places that are much more cautious in offering the shot.
New York is among a coalition of politically aligned northeastern states vowing to ignore the CDC revision, saying it leaves children more vulnerable to preventable illness and death. The group will rely instead on the previous recommendation of 17 vaccines under the guidance of the American Academy of Pediatrics. A West Coast alliance will do the same, along with several other Democrat-run states and New Hampshire, which has a Republican governor.
What we did is we took the vaccines that are the vaccines that other countries get, our peer nations in Europe, where there's great science.
Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. says the vaccine revision aligns the U.S. with other developed nations like Denmark. The comparison, Senator Bill Cassidy, a Republican and physician, dismisses.
Anyone that thinks that our country is like Denmark when it comes to the need for vaccines has never actually lived with American people beyond those who are wealthy and well-to-do.
While the federal government does not have the power to mandate certain vaccines, states do. That's most visible in public school requirements. So if a state is pushing back on the CDC's revision, their school policies will likely remain unchanged. In Washington, Alexandria Hoff, Fox News.
A Fox 5 News alert now. The state of Georgia has its first measles case of 2026. The health department says a baby who was too young to get the vaccine caught the virus while traveling internationally. That baby lives in the Coastal Health District, which is near Savannah. Health officials are working to identify anyone who could have come in contact with that child. Last year, Georgia had 10 measles cases. 8:10 is now your time, and coming up on